All right, veterans. They take care of us when they're in service to the country, and they more often than you would know find ways to help even after that. I want to introduce you to Project Dynamo, a group of veterans, rescues Americans from disaster areas, conflict zones, Afghanistan. Huge part of the story there that you guys really never heard. I covered it that way when I was at CNN because nothing was happening, and veterans were banding together to help their TERPs, their interpreters, their families, promises that had been made, other Americans, because it was such a crap show getting out of Afghanistan. They did amazing things, and now they're still doing it in Ukraine. Israel, there are Americans who often get stuck, all right? And now they're doing something else. Operation Lighthouse, because of the need to intercede in human trafficking, rescuing American kids who have been taken domestically, internationally. Bryan Stern, multiple tour combat vet, U.S. Army and Navy, CEO, founder, Project Dynamo. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you for your service before and now.
Thanks so much for having us. Appreciate it, Chris.
So tell the audience what a smack in the face it was to learn about the reality of human trafficking, the scale, and who's targeted and where.
Yeah, we kind of fell into human trafficking. We're a rescue organization by trade. We started in Afghanistan, expanded to Ukraine. Somewhere in there, we went to Russia. We did Hurricane Ian. We did Maui, Sudan, Israel, and Gaza, where we're still working today. The human trafficking piece came from families asking us about their missing kids. We operate where the U.S. government doesn't have access or a presence for whatever the reasons are. We're not political, but when Americans are in trouble and they're stuck, we learned that we heard a stat that 25,000 kids, American kids, have been moved south through the southern border, which is a staggering statistic. We haven't fact checked it. We don't really know how to fact check it, but even if half of that is true, that's a giant number. It's a big number. Some of those are runaways, some of those are kidnappings, but bottom line is they're American kids in places where the U.S. doesn't have any jurisdiction, in countries that have their own problems, who are maybe not incentivized to help.
Have you been able to get any out?
We have a number of ongoing operations. We rescued a lot of kids from a lot of different places under the banner of Lighthouse. Lighthouse is a program of record, is a new effort. We are donor funded, so we're fundraising for that. But we've rescued 68 American babies under the age of a month old, as an example, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of others.
Wait, hold on a second. 68 babies under a month old. Who's taking them?
Yeah. So these are babies that were stuck in the war zone in Ukraine, who are American citizens who got stuck. Yeah. But just as an example, we do a lot of work with kids. We do a lot of work with families. Right. So we've done everything from premature babies that were weeks old to everyone in the middle. So we have a lot of experience getting kids out of places that people can't get them out of, who are Americans.
Now, first of all, I love it. And as I was saying in the introduction, I was working with veterans who were desperate during the extraction efforts from Afghanistan to help people who were being left behind, promises that had been made, men and women who would risk their lives working with guys like you to, help you understand the situation, and then they were being abandoned. So I was really moved by what was done. And what kinds of people do you think you're going to come up against in this trafficking situation?
Well, bottom line is this: if you're trafficking people, especially children, I don't care who you are, you're bad. You fall into that unredeemable bad guy category that's just pure evil, right? I can get my head wrapped around prostitution and some other things, but you start trafficking 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, you're pretty sinister and pretty evil. So I fully expect, and we've seen this in a lot, everywhere that we've worked, we've come up against human traffickers, every single place. And they're always just very, very bad and evil people. But that's what we do. We work amongst the bad guys. So we're not really squeamish about it, to be frank.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.